Hello my scrappy friends, I am back and this is for my Traveler's Notebook series. I'm going to be working on a Traveler's Notebook spread for my son's album. You've already seen me scrapbook this photo for my daughters, and now I want to get started to work on my son's because my goal is to have both albums completed before I go back to work, which is in less than 3 weeks. So yeah, let's go ahead and show you what I did so that way you can kind of get my thought process of how I picked everything out, and then I will go ahead and put you on fast forward. So I found this 6x6 paper pad. I'm kind of really trying to work from 6x6 paper pads along with my scraps. And this one is a Darling Dear. I'm assuming it's like a wedding collection. I don't know. I picked it up at like probably Joann's or Michael's, but it says like happily ever after, but I guess it doesn't necessarily always have to be pink and red for romance collections, right? So I picked this one for the most colors because it has all the colors in the collection. I then went from through the paper pad and found these ones that I liked. As soon as I saw this one, I knew right away that I had speech bubble dies, and I'm actually thinking I might do something with the speech bubble die. I'm also thinking about using this for embellishments because I don't have anything to go with this, so I had to shop my stash. And even though I'm doing a Hawaii album, doesn't necessarily mean I have to buy Hawaiian theme embellishments. So I'm thinking about using this camera. I'm thinking about using this Lucky Stars, and just maybe a couple of these ones as blanks, and even possibly this amber stand using a pinking die. So this is a pinking die. I have a Spellbinder. Let me see if I can get up close. There you go. Spellbinders looks like this actually. That comes in many different sizes. And I'm thinking about using this one. And then from there, I found some Sassafras. Now, even though we went in the month of June, I'm not going to use this card for showing that we went in the month of June. I'm just thinking of possibly layering pieces because it matches perfectly. Next, I found some of these Freckled Fawn epoxies. I believe this came in a kit. They've been in my stash forever, but I see that this lime green almost, or citron green, works pretty closely to the green that's in this collection. And then I got these from a Studio Calico, I believe also from a kit. And again, I'm just looking at that kind of green. It's kind of like almost reminds me of like peas. Then I went, and of course, you know all about my bits and bobs basket if you've been following me for a while. So I always go through here, see if there's anything I can pull to bring onto a layout. And I found some of these. They may or may not work. I'm really thinking I could use these maps, even though it doesn't show Hawaii at all, but it doesn't matter because again, I'm just using it for a layering piece. So yeah, I found some of these that I might use. This frame that's pretty close to the orange. It would just be a layering piece. So again, it may or may not work, but I will soon figure it out. I don't have any idea of where I'm going to go with this. I have absolutely zero design layout. I might just make it easy on myself and kind of have it very similar to my daughters. But again, having a complete different look with different products. All right, so let's go ahead and get you on fast forward. All right, so I'm going to apologize ahead of time because while I was filming this, my daughter came in and said, "Mom, you said you were going to braid my hair." And I stopped the camera, braided her hair, and never press the record button again. So there's going to be a point where you're not going to see me layer all the pattern papers behind that photo. So I'm going to try to explain as best I can when we get to that point. Alright, so like I said earlier, I'm going to use that chevron paper to the left, and I'm going to kind of keep this layout pretty similar to what I did for my daughters. I knew that I wanted to use that banner that says "Think Happy" because we were definitely thinking happy thoughts when we got to the beach. And then because I have a new series coming out and the first prompt is washi, I have been working on a lot of washi right now. So I definitely wanted to use some washi in my Traveler's Notebook as well. Now you did see me add adhesive to it, and that is because I noticed in the past when I would use washi tape to kind of go behind brads on my 12x12 layout, the stickiness didn't really stay. So just to kind of give it a little bit extra support, or a little bit of stickiness, I added my ATG gun. And so far, I haven't heard anybody say that things fall off using their ATG gun. I've had other adhesive do that. Anybody remember the dot adhesive that was really big? It was this and that. I still have a ton of it, and I guess because I live in humidity, it unfortunately dries up and then everything falls from the page. So I've been slowly having to go through my album and re-glue everything. All right, so when I had one piece of strip, when I put this strip of washi going over the banner, I really didn't like the look of that. So what I did was I just lifted up the banner, put it back on the washi behind it, and I like that a lot better. All right, so this is the part where I'm going, oh no, I just glued everything down and it wasn't even recording. So here I'm just showing you, I took a piece of that chevron paper, I layered it, and you guys know whenever I do layers, I try to have a couple of squares and a couple of rectangles. Did that with another piece of the orange polka dot, and then that card I just cut in half. I put one at the top of the picture, one behind it, and then I also grabbed that pinking scrap that I had in my little bits and bobs bin, and I'm going to tuck that under some of the layers as well. And when I did that, even though the map is upside down, it doesn't matter because you can't even really tell what it says because it's tucked in. I'm just using it for layering pieces. I thought about using that puppy sticker. That puppy sticker does not stick very well, sadly, so I just didn't really care for it too much. I ended up going back to that sticker sheet where I got the banner from, which was from Basic Ray, and took one element that was round that says 25 cents, I think, round trip. Now there's that speech bubble die that I was talking to you about, and I'm thinking of having a quote that my son said, but I ended up not doing it. I'm going to mess with it for a while trying to figure out where I want it to go, and I just felt like I just didn't need it to be because it was already in my story of what their thoughts were in my journaling of what they thought of the water. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that paper down. And then, like I said, I was just kind of messing around with the embellishments that I had to go with this. And that was just, one of them was from the little cut apart sheet from that 6x6 paper pad. I ended up not using the one with the amber stand. I tried to make it work, but I just felt like it was maybe a little too much. And I didn't want it to be too crowded for this little area. But I definitely am going to use that one that's just a blank square. And then that camera, I ended up fussy cutting from another square from that cut apart sheet, and what I'm going to do is add some foam adhesive on it and then pop it off that square. And one thing I like of where I positioned it, didn't even think about it until I actually was all done, and that camera is perfectly angled right at the photograph, so I love that. It's almost like snapping the picture, and so perfect. Didn't plan it, just so happened to go there. And it was an afterthought. Alright, so when I am done with that, again, I'm just going to try to audition that little speech bubble die, and that does not work. Alright, so now it is this morning, and I thought, okay, I definitely want to work on that journaling. I want to get this title down and call this layout done because pretty much it is done. So I just grabbed some old October afternoon tile stickers and sticky key stickers, and I'm just going to put the name of the beach as the title. I thought I was going to place it down below like I did my daughter's. However, I'm going to nestle it in that little corner between the two squares. And then I'm going to have my journaling right below that. Now my journaling is not going to be on vellum because I realized I didn't even use vellum, nor did I use a stamp, which is pretty shocking right now for my traveler's notebook. I'm going to just print it on regular printing paper and have it in little strips and call that good. Now I am going to go back into my stash, and I have these October afternoon, I think it was like tidbits. You see the package right there. There was a speech bubble that says perfect. I'm going to not make it into a speech bubble and make it look like it was a word sticker, or in this case a word die cut, and put it on the left hand side of the photo, and then go ahead and add an adhesive, foam adhesive underneath it. And then this layout is definitely done. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you don't mind giving me a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I definitely try to cater to all forms of scrapbooking because, you know, I'm so passionate about documenting no matter what the style is. So if you like traveler's notebooks, pocket pages, 12x12 layouts, then this is the channel for you. And just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you here. All right, everybody, have a great day. Bye.